Hello. It's been a while since I've last seen you, hasn't it? Yes. Well, I hope it's been okay since we last got to meet. Oh. Okay, not quite the start to a new year as you thought. I understand that completely. Yes. Sometimes it can be a little rough after a break or during the holidays. The come down from all of that can be unexpected. Getting sick, or maybe getting bad news. Yeah. Well, thank you for meeting with me today because I have some special things that I think will help cheer you up and will help you ease into this new year that maybe hasn't quite started out the way you thought. Or maybe there are some things you are excited about. So let's try and focus on those positive things in the midst of the other things. I know it can be tough. So let's take a deep breath and we can jump right into our session together. As your personal assistant, I'm here to help make your life easier, okay? So everything I'm sharing today is meant to give you motivation or inspiration and not meant to pressure you to get things done right away. Because if there's anything I've learned, it's that the small moments matter the most. Not to put too much pressure on the small moments, but I hope that helps you feel that one small step can really make a difference. So even if you try a little bit, it can go a long way. Okay. So to start, I would love to show you something truly special. This beautiful reading journal is emerald with sort of like a gold foil. It's like a cloth bound book in a way. I'm not sure the proper term, but yeah, so this is a reading journal. So beautiful. And reading journals are meant to kind of basically journal your books or reading goals, much like you might sort of mark down books you've read on Goodreads or other apps like that. This is like a physical version. So you may have experienced reading journals out there, but this one is extra special because this journal was made by a dear friend of mine from my book club, Isabel. And her brand is called Lore and Ledger. If I had to describe Isabel, she would be probably like an elf princess green witch. But she's very funny. Not that you can't be funny if you're like a green witch, like elf princess vibes. She's super down to earth and obviously creative. She made this beautiful journal because she wanted something just like this to have a ton of different templates and pages to keep track of all the books she read and sharing it with others to also do the same. So I'll go through some of the pages with you to share what this reading journal is all about and how beautiful it is. It's definitely not meant to make you feel like you're supposed to read a ton, a million books, but it's definitely flexible. So, you have a spread template. You have a reading goals spread where you can list your most anticipated reads or number of books you wish to read in the year. And then you also have sort of a, coloring in version of keeping track of your books. You can do a rating tracker and do a color key if you'd like for the different stars rating. There's other awesome templates like Bookish Bingo. Again, reading tracker where you can keep track of the book and the author and the rating. And I love something like Goodreads because, the app helps me kind of see what I've read throughout the year. And I love this option of keeping track of my books to kind of write it down and just keep it more personable in a journal format. I just think this is such a neat idea. You also have Book of the Year. It's kind of like March Madness, but between your favorite books throughout the year. So cool. I love that. Book Graveyard, for the ones you didn't finish. You have monthly wrap-ups of different favorite books. I really like that because I think it gives you an idea of like the goal per month or different books throughout the month. I'm in a book club, so it's nice because I know some books are coming up, so I can kind of like plan accordingly. You also have, you have a quick reviews, so you can review, write down thoughts about it of the book. Honestly, this also helps with book club because I keep forgetting to write down what I think about the book, and then when I get to the meeting, I end up forgetting what I wrote. So these are amazing spreads, so I thought this journal would be a great idea for someone like you who might enjoy reading, or maybe someone you know that might love a reading journal. This one is by Lore and Ledger. Like I said, my dear friend Isabel made it, and I purchased this with my own money, so there's also some blank pages, so you can create your own templates, as many people in the book community create such creative templates you can kind of be inspired by out there. So if you are as enchanted as I am by this reading journal, we're actually hosting a little giveaway, giving one of these reading journals away. The giveaway instructions will be below, so please check out the ways you can enter. There's a couple different ways. One of them is following Lore and Ledger for now on Instagram, and there will be a specific giveaway post you can enter under as well. If you're not too keen on Instagram, there will be another opportunity, another way to enter as well. And that will be signing up through the newsletter on the website. So there's several options, or giving one reading journal away to a lucky winner. But if you would love to purchase it and support Lore and Ledger, I know, that is also welcomed. This is such a beautiful journal. I even gifted some to some loved ones, so it's definitely, I think, going to be a fun project to keep throughout the year, and especially because I do intend to keep reading goals. So if you want to keep some reading goals, I think this would be a perfect addition to your planner setup. So, what do you think about adding a reading journal to your planner repertoire? I do feel like it's a helpful way to connect with yourself and be creative and fun without it being a little too open-ended. Sometimes these templates can help us, jot things down, fill it in, and not have to worry about like filling tons and tons of blank pages or creating things from scratch, which not everyone has a lot of time to do. But there are so many creative people out there, so yeah, definitely something I'm adding to my collection for this year and keeping track of everything. So I thought maybe you would enjoy this as well. Okay. Yes, it's just so beautiful. Okay. I did go ahead and pick some stuff up for you from Muji. Muji is, I believe, a Japanese brand, and they carry a few stores here in the US. You can also purchase from them online, and everything is very affordable. It's very much like stationery and, I would say like a variety of different things. Clothes, travel size containers, storage boxes, products. It's got a wide variety. It's almost like an IKEA, I would say. It gives me those vibes. Very like Scandinavian-esque, but like Japanese instead. So I picked up some stationery goods that I think you will enjoy adding to your planning sessions with me, and just getting ready for the next few months or weeks. It can feel daunting to sort of plan for the year, but I think you can have a few goals for the year, and then maybe we just focus on the next few weeks and months just to not get too overwhelmed. Also, things change all the time, so I think a lot about planning is being available for pivoting, because things can change. Yeah. So the first few items I have here are 2 little notebooks. They're very simple. This is kind of the MO of Muji. They're very simple, so you're gonna, I think, feel very calm. But if you're looking to jazz things up, there's room to, be creative. A lot of people can add stickers or they add labels. So if you want to jazz it up, there's room for that. So these are little notebooks. We have a kind of gray, blue, and a red one. And this one has blank pages. I believe this one also has some blank paper. Actually, this one has lined pages. So, I thought these would be good for you to jot down some notes. Maybe you want to jot down some recipes. Because I know you're constantly, always having to go back to certain websites for your recipes. Maybe you can jot those down here. Just quick notes. For any specific projects you want to focus on, you can dedicate a notebook to something like that. So I find these can be really helpful when maybe you're not in the mood to write on your phone, or you don't really want to be connected to your phone. These are always a great staple. Yeah. Okay, so I got you these. Then I got you a pencil pouch. This is like a sort of thin one from Muji. And different pens. So Muji's actually pretty popular for their pens as well. Several colors. So we have purple, we have black, pink, red. I believe we have, it's a random pen there. We have some teal, orange, light blue, orange, and then green. So all of these pens are different colors. You can color code in your reading journal or in your planner for different activities. Maybe workouts are in a color, maybe a special project is in another color, or other habits that you want to keep track of. maybe social outings are in another color, maybe financial. So these pens are so fun. Put those back here. These are the gel pen cap types. There's another version of this pen where I think it's like you click it, but this one, the cap comes off. And this is also a 0.5 size pen. All of them are 0.5, which I find pretty thin enough, but you can get different sizes, which is nice. So I really like these. I haven't experienced any bleeding or anything like that with the ink. Probably depends on how hard you're writing or how you're pressing the pen on the paper though, so just keep that in mind. But I do like to try and wait for the ink to dry a little bit. Okay, so fun. So those are your new pens. I know you're gonna love them. And then we have, I've got an extra box, the gel pen cap type for black pens, because I know that's kind of the one you're probably going to use the most. So just got you an extra pack of the black pens as well. There you go. I know, don't you love a stationery haul? Okay, so next we have, it's kind of shiny, and you probably won't be able to see it, but there is a 2025 year on the front. But this is a vertical planner. Very hard to come by with Muji, but they do have vertical weeks, and so I'll show you an example. You can see here the days. This is the whole week, and then you have a column for each day. And it does have times, like the hours, so you can kind of block out your day by time. But if you're like me and you like to do lists, you could just treat it like a checklist, and it doesn't really have to go in a specific time frame. Or I try to do a mix of both. There are blocks down here that are blank, so you could do your checklist there. So far, I think it's pretty manageable. This is my personal planner for this year. I wanted to use the white one, but they ran out, so I could only get the black ones for us. But yeah, this is definitely a lovely, simple planner. It has a whole year spread with the different cells for different days if you want to kind of see a year at a glance. The months are listed by numbers, so everything says 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of January, February, March, April. But I'm probably going to go in and write those down because you do have it written here. You have monthly spreads in the front. So this is February, for example. So it does say February up here. But then when you start getting into the weeks, that's where you don't see it. Like here, it says, let me see if I can find it. So here it says week, the first month, and it's week 5. So it's actually January into February because it has a 1 and a 2 next to each other. So, but it's pretty easy to comprehend still. But I thought this would be very simple. I know that we put so much in your digital planner already, and lots of things are digitized, so I just felt like this would be a way for you to just have at a glance. It's small enough to throw in your bag. You know, you can jot things down, but you know, you don't have to fill it out too aggressively. So it's just very handy and simple. But if you would like another option, I do have another option here for you. This one might actually end up getting a little dirty depending on how rough you are with it. This one is the monthly weekly planner, also vertical, or at least I think it might be horizontal, so forgive me, I'm mistaken. But it's meant to be pretty compact as a planner. So this is the B6 size, and it has the whole year as well. And we also have monthly spreads, the month at a glance. And then I like this one because it's a bit smaller and honestly gets right to the point. So you have the month, the week, and you have the days stacked on top of each other, and they each have their own row. So you could split things up, like to-dos on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side are appointments, or maybe you don't have a lot going on in your day that you need to fill out. So this is really high level. And then you have a whole section that's pretty much just a grid of boxes, grid paper, and it's blank. So you could create checklists, you can be more detailed with notes if you need to, create your own little sections if you wish. So I like this a lot because it's, again, just super compact and does the job. I don't tend to love the rows myself, but I felt this one was nice because of the blank page. I feel like it's adjustable if you're someone like me who loves vertical spreads, and they're very hard to come by, honestly. So this is another planner for you. So let's say you want to use one for personal, one for work. You could do that. It's totally up to you. Or maybe you want to use a planner for something very specific, like a project that you know requires a lot of appointments or keeping up with, maybe taking a course or something like that could be helpful for some small planner. And of course, as your personal assistant, I will keep everything connected. So whatever you decide to use, I'm here to help make your life easier, depending on what you want to use. Okay. All right. The last Muji item is this blank page notebook. Blank pages are some of my favorite pages for journals because it allows you to really not feel like you have to write in lines. You can do bullet points, you can do squares, you can do a drawing. It's just very I don't know, it just makes me feel like more open-minded. I don't know how to put that, but I felt that this might be helpful for you in jotting down any notes, maybe treating this as something like keeping track of your goals specifically, and like those goals year to year. I mean, this could last a few years depending on how you use it, but you could keep track of 2025, you know, where you were at in 2024, reflections, then looking ahead, your goals, and it can kind of be that quarterly review notebook or monthly review notebook of goals and where you're at with progress. So kind of like a journal, if you will. I like it because it allows you to kind of create your own templates. Now, let's say you don't love the idea of a blank notebook and you need prompts, you need graphs, you need things to fill in. I highly recommend this journal reflection book called Artist of Life Workbook. This is the 2024 version, but I'm pretty sure they mimic every year the same pages. So this is created by lavender.com. This is my personal one, but you're welcome to look at it, and if you are interested, I can order you one. Don't even worry. But basically you go through like what last year was like, a lot of journal prompts, like a lot. It can be actually quite exhausting. Some of the questions I'm just like, I can't do this right now, I need like a minute. But you go through like what your theme, what theme you want to do for the year, how do you want to feel, how do you want to evolve. It prompts you to do a vision board. It helps you focus on kind of all areas of your life, career, personal growth, health, relationships, and it's just full of great prompts, a bucket list page, gratitude journal. So that's kind of into the monthly tracker or quarterly tracker. It does like quarter one. What do you want your goals to be for quarter one? And then each week, how are you breaking down the goals to help achieve each week? And then at the end of the month, you can reflect on what worked, what didn't work, and that kind of repeats every month. And again, there's like a habit tracker and a gratitude journal. Let me see if I can find. So like August. That's what it looks like. And then you can do habit tracker and gratitude journal. So this is a great way to reflect on the past, the present, the future, keep track of it over time. A great workbook. I recommend at least trying it out once to see how it might fit in your life. But yeah, a great option for adding to your goals and your notebook, again, repertoire. Last but not least, this is actually from, I think, Target. I can't remember where I got this, but they are these mini highlighters by the brand Altitude. I don't know if you can see it. These mini highlighters are so cute, and I thought that adding them to your stash of stationery would help you, again, with either the reading journal or your day-to-day planning. Definitely some fun pens, or definitely some fun highlighters. So you have some like blues and purples and green. They're very like pastel colors, which I like. A little less jarring on the eyes, but this is what they look like, and they're so cute, and they're small, which is nice. But yeah, let's see. So that's what it looks like. Very cute. Feel nice to hold as well. So thought you could enjoy these highlighters too. So I thought we could wrap up our time together with jotting down some notes for you to have, for planning your new year, any goals, even just in the next month, It's always a good reminder to just remember what works, what doesn't work, reflect on what you really want, and also learn what your habits are, your coping mechanisms, because inevitably things can go wrong, will go wrong, or you'll be challenged daily. And I find just reminding ourselves of just mindsets and things to keep in mind can help you in those moments remember what works and what doesn't work. So yeah, go ahead and make some room here. So the first New Year's mindsets, I suppose, to keep in mind is going to be starting small. And that is hard because goals seem very large and in charge, if you will. They are meant to be big and beautiful and bold and visionary. However, you can't necessarily progress unless you start small. And I've learned many times that I will put down even small things crammed into my weekly list and realize at the end of the week I could barely finish a few of those things. So definitely start small. So let's say, for example, you want to sit down and work on a project daily. That might be a little much for you. So maybe we start off with 2 times a week, and maybe those 2 times a week are 30-minute sessions. And then maybe the following week you can try 3 times. Or maybe we have to keep 2 times a week until you feel comfortable meeting that and then increasing. So it's incremental. So definitely start small, do things incrementally, and you're more likely to achieve things quickly or efficiently if you set goals or tasks that you know you can achieve and then you end up achieving them. It makes you feel more confident. So we're building up that confidence, and yeah, just definitely keep it short, keep it simple. Less is more. Okay, so this is the first tip that we need to consider. Visual cues or reminders. This is where a vision board actually is great. You can create one physically or on Pinterest. You can just pin a couple favorite photos. You don't have to get all artsy with it. Or maybe you just like to list down words. That works too. But when you're looking at something, writing something down, staring at something you want in the face, it can really make you visualize it more in your life and in your reality. And that's what we want to create. Again, it shouldn't be complicated and it shouldn't be too outside of your comfort zone. Just enough for you to feel like you're showing yourself what you want your reality to become. And then one day it becomes your reality. And that's the most beautiful part about that. You know? Okay, so the next one is reflect often or regularly. And this one I think is what ends up kind of getting behind us all a little bit. We end up not being able to keep track, or we fall off because of something going on, like something in our home breaks down, something goes on, we get sick, things happen. And we should allow space for those things to pivot and reevaluate what's priority. I remember last year, in the middle of the year, or not even the middle, but like the first 3 or 6 months, sort of the middle, I had all of these goals on working on some personal projects, and a lot of it was just oriented towards my life. I don't know, increasing success in certain areas, but I was feeling disconnected from that success. I felt like that wasn't what I needed at the time, and I ended up, joining a book club. I ended up doing social things and making friends and feeling like that's where I was needed in terms of my time and investment. I'm happy to say that towards the end of the year, I was like, wow, that is actually what changed. Like, that was my priority, wasn't these goals and projects and challenges I was giving myself. It was relationships. Building and fostering relationships felt very meaningful to me and felt like it required investment, and it was worth more to my time. So reflect every now and then. It doesn't have to be every week, but maybe every month, just to check in and see where you might need to adjust things. Maybe your desires have changed, and that's okay, because sometimes you kind of stumble upon things that you realize you really need and really want to invest your time in. All right, the next one is celebrate progress. And this one is important. I think we often forget to enjoy the fruits of our labor and have fun. And honestly, this might just mean have fun. Enjoy things. Enjoy things you've planned. Enjoy things that are unplanned. Enjoy things that are enjoyable. You don't need to enjoy every little thing, but don't let the bad things or negative things take away the light of the good stuff. There is something to celebrate somewhere, and we have to hold on to that to keep going and be motivated to see progress in other areas of our life and remain hopeful, right? It's hard. I know it's very difficult, but everyone's going through it. Everyone's gone through it. And then flexible is probably the last tip here. Remain flexible. This just means that things are going to happen, unexpected things, things you wanted to happen, maybe can't happen for some other reason. And as much as you want to think that you can adapt, and you can, it doesn't mean that your feelings aren't valid. So you should take the time to feel things, connect with your body, maybe journal a little bit more frequently to just check in with your feelings and remember how strong you are, how adaptable you are, but also that you're someone with needs and feelings, and it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to lean on others for support, because we're here for each other and we're here to support one another. And I think that's important to remember, that you're not alone. Everyone goes through similar things as well. So remaining flexible, and the way I like to think about it is time is passing anyways. So I might as well do the thing I want to do, or work at the thing I want to work at, because the days are going to pass regardless of what I do. And sometimes if I have a terrible day and I don't get what I want done, I know I have tomorrow, I can do it. And then the next day I do the thing. It's like almost every day is a new year instead of every new year being a new year. That's kind of how I see it. Well, I think these are the last, few notes I wanted to share. We, of course, can meet frequently to go over your progress and let me know, how I can be of support in your planning process. I'm here again to assist you with all your needs. So if there's anything from your stationery items I got you that you feel you're missing, let me know and I can pick something up for you. I think you're really going to enjoy everything though, and I want you to feel motivated and excited, and don't feel too stressed, because I'm going to help you figure everything out. But yeah, that's all I had for today. So I'll let you go through these notebooks. Maybe we can make a cup of tea or read for a little bit. You can sit and think about your goals, or just evaluate where you're at today and what you want next week to look like, or tomorrow to look like. You don't need to have your life written down just yet, but yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for letting me go through all that with you. And like I said, I'm here if you need anything, okay? Perfect. Alright. I'll pack up some of my items here and go from there.